Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with another pilot review with Corvus, and today we are talking about a brand new pilot for the P-38J, which happens to be one of my favorite heavy fighters to fly, even though I'm not a heavy fighter guy.
Thanks for having me on, F-22. I do appreciate you hosting and having an opportunity to discuss Halona BraveBird. That's the female pilot specifically for the P-38J. There's a marathon going on right now. The marathon is, in my mind, pretty easy. In my free-to-play account, I've already got her because frankly the grind isn't all that grindy. It everything seemed to work out for me, unlike some other grinds where sometimes you're fighting it. But in any case, she adds something to the P-38. Now for this account, I do, like I always have, I just buy the certificates in the premium shop and cert out the thing that I'm buying, so that we can come to you early and tell you, hey, look, is it worth the 40 some odd US dollars, or not worth the grind, or both, right? So let me start off by saying this pilot for 40 some odd dollars, that's a little steep in my estimation. It's a little steep. The grind really isn't all that hard. So I think it's worth, and there's 17 more days or something like that to grind it. So this is a pretty easy grind for this particular pilot. Unless you don't have any time and really want this pilot, I'd say go ahead and grind for it, and not actually drop any cash.
So she's not
So
like some of the other Valkyries, like say Elise Clark, for example, where you could make the argument that Elise Clark, who turns any U.S. plane you put her in into a nightmare maneuvering machine, would be worth $40, but Halona is not. At the same time, she doesn't do enough to warrant the price.
I absolutely agree with that. She does help the P-38J. There's no doubt about that, but she needs her mastery skill, really, to help the J get better at tier. And as you and I have discussed previously, the P-38J is a pretty darn good heavy fighter at a tier where heavy fighters rule.
Yeah, so this is where we're going to get into a different, more interesting part of the conversation. At tier 6, as we've discussed in previous episodes, this is the heavy fighter tier. The light fighters have kind of taken a dip in their power, so there's no real counters to you anymore, and you just kind of make this tier a living hell for everybody else. And the P-38J, in my opinion, is quite underrated and quite underestimated in that grouping. It is just as capable as the P-38L, while having a little less ordnance and a little less consistent in its firepower. It is still more than capable of doing everything the L can do just as well.
Yes, I completely agree with that. In fact, my first battle in a long time in in this particular account with the P-38J, I had forgotten that I'd robbed it of some of its gear and everything else, so I had to put some stuff back on there, and then I put Halona BraveBird on there and gave her some additional points, so that it wasn't just her skills that I'm playing with. Currently, she's running with her skills. Well, let me tell you about those skills. Her mastery skill is P-38J Master, and P-38J Master adds 5% accuracy, damage, and range of forward-firing weapons. And because it takes up the protection expert slot,
You get the 40% boost to
you get the
protection
40%
build.
for protection build.
It's the same
Nobody.
as it's the same as Tokiyashi last Paralympic Marathon, and I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I don't know a single person that builds durability into their heavy fighters. There might be a few that do. Maybe there are.
Yep.
I'm
No,
not one of them.
spoiler alert. I have my P61 has a partial has a partial tank build. So
You
I
evil
don't use
bastard.
it as don't use it as a turn fighter. I use it as an actual heavy fighter, and it's got let's just say that I fear absolutely no B-29s when I'm
That
flying
thing's
it.
hard enough to
So
kill on its own. Why would you make it more tanky?
yes, yes, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Uh, Her other skill is Edge Runner, which takes the uh, what is it, the vision skill, right? The binoculars guy where you can
I think
see
it's
far.
Eagle Eye.
Eagle, that's exactly what
Yeah,
it's called. I
Eagle
can
Eye.
never remember what
Yep.
they're called.
I literally just looked
Um,
it up on my current B-38 pilot.
so it increases boost duration by 10% and improves the maximum boost speed by 3%. Well, I'll tell you, the P38s, all of the P38s have slow boost recovery, and they need more. And having that skill is actually useful. And because that's a universal skill, it might improve some other planes that you use that may need a little bit of boost loving. Um, I'm going to actually try it in my XF90 and see what happens.
In the
I haven't tried
XF90.
it yet. Yeah, I want to see what that does. I mean, the plane goes. Let's make it go more and better. So, you know, uh, transport itself from one side of the map to the other side of the map in an eye blink, because why not? Um, but I'm thinking more on the order of, let's say, P-47 Bravo. Maybe it helps that plane because that plane's already fast. Now let's give it just a little bit more and see what it does. Um, or planes that don't have quite enough boost, that you can just give it just that extra little bit that it might need to give you the edge.
Maybe a P-51A.
P-51A. That's a really good choice. I think, in fact, that is going to be my next test with this particular pilot, because we know that Elise Clark helps uh, most of the fighter types, most of the U.S. fighter types,
And
just because
multi-rolls and heavies. Because, of
yes,
course she does.
just because her turning help, and Mary Loveheart. Mary Loveheart, in fact, was assigned to my P-38J because I ran it full ordnance and loved to one pass mining plants. So, um, and I believe the J still can without Mary Loveheart, but you have to be more
More
precise in your
careful.
placement of ordnance.
Because you
Yeah,
have like one or two less rockets than the L, so it's easier for the L to take mining plants than it is for the J.
it is. And the let me look at the bombs. I don't have bombs and rockets loaded on my J currently because I wanted to test it clean to see how it was as an interceptor. But if you load bombs and rockets, and I want to see what the resupply time for both. It's like it was for the L. So the resupply time for the rockets is 4 minutes, and for the bombs it's 3 minutes.
Yep,
And
it's the
so
same. It's the same between both.
and that's that means you might get in 2 loads of rockets in a battle, uh, and maybe 3 loads of bombs, maybe 4 loads of bombs if you're lucky.
It
If
depends on
if the battle continues on,
it depends on the map, the planes on the enemy team, how efficiently the sectors are getting flipped back and
right?
forth. Like
Agreed.
there's too many factors to make an assessment based off of the reload time of your munitions, like on how many you get to drop. Because like I've had games in my P-47B where all of my ordnance has reloaded like 4 times.
Right.
And then I've had games where I take it but I never use it.
Yes. Nope, you're right. That's what makes this game so fascinating, right? It's that it's simple, uh, but it has endless variation. No two battles, even if they're the same people in the same planes in the same map, no two battles are alike. And that's what makes it continues to make it entertaining. Um, at least for me. That's how I look at it. So when we make this comparison between the P38J and the P38L, I have said to you before that if you have the P38L, you don't really need the P38J because the P38L is everything the J is, but better.
Yeah.
Um,
So, and essentially that turns out to be true because once I got my hands on a P38L, I quit flying my P38J.
right. And I mostly put that down to the fact that the guns on the L are more consistent and have longer range than the P38J. Uh, I will say that Miss BraveBird closes the gap somewhat. Not all the way, but somewhat, and makes this plane a little bit more engaging to play than it was previously. And I personally, I think the plane was always fairly engaging to play. I enjoyed playing it. Um, it was early on in my heavy fighter career that I got into this plane and figured out, hey, this plane can really get work done, and I don't have to um, muck it up with those other planes. But then the KI-102 came along, and I thought, this the P-38 is now not the king of the Tier 6 skies. Now it's the KI-102, and it's only been power creeping since then.
Yeah,
But
because
I
since
still
the
think
102, there's been the 54, the L, the 410B2. Like,
right.
there's all kinds of powerful heavy fighters that have been added to the game since this
Eh,
plane was added in. And
But
it's still
it's still
good. It's still
it's still good.
competitive.
Yes.
It's just not as prominent as something like a P38L.
Now Harry Potter makes the 102, the KI 102 better, but doesn't really change the meta at all. Um, and in fact, people say that Akira makes the KI 102 even better than Harry Potter does. Uh, Halona BraveBird makes the P38J pretty dang good, and maybe you want to take it out because of the excellent speed, and it's got just a little bit better boost now, and the guns you can get action a little quicker than you could before. So now it moves it closer to the P38L, and because it's a tech tree plane,
It's free.
it's essentially available to everybody. And go ahead and grind this pilot because the grind is not hard. So now you've just made a very good heavy fighter at tier 6 better.
Yeah. You've made an already competitive heavy fighter at a tier where all heavy fighters are competitive even stronger. Which we raised this question in the previous pilot marathon, and I guess we're going to raise it again. What's the point of just adding more heavy fighter power creep to a tier that's already flooded with strong heavy fighters at this point?
Um, Now my suggestion to Persia Studios is to add a mosquito pilot that brings the mosquito into the argument. You know, the mosquito has entered the chat because the mosquito is sort of now is the redheaded stepchild of tier 6,
See,
and
you can make the
it's
argument
a
that the P38J could use a pilot just because the L has just come along and supplanted it as the
Yes.
top
Yep.
American heavy fighter, and before the L was the 54 that also supplanted it. The 102 already had Akira. Like, Akira's not for the 102, I know, but you could put her in it, and Akira just
Right.
makes any Japanese plane a nightmare. So,
Yep. Yep.
the 102 has the least argument to have a new pilot. I'm sorry, that's just the truth.
Right. The P-38J, there's an argument. The Mosquito, for sure.
The Mosquito, for sure.
I would like to see the Mosquito only skill really give it a buff, so that the Mosquito is something that when you go out, instead of going, oh, hey, look, there's a Mosquito over there, you go, oh man, there's a Mosquito over there.
Preferably a buff to its altitude performance.
Oh, that would help. Yeah.
From
I
what
would like
I've
it
heard,
also to be faster.
from what I've heard, that aircraft flies the exact opposite of the way it would IRL.
Yep.
And
Yeah, it was not treated well in this game. It deserved
like
better.
the
I agree.
Thunderbolts and the 109 and the 190s, not the 109s got treated like with a kid glove. They need a little bit
Yep.
harsher
Yeah,
performance.
dial those guys back a little bit, but shh, don't say that, because we might get a raging Nova Tempest on our hands.
I don't care. He flew the SC-100 yesterday. He deserves it.
All right.
Anyway, shall we go ahead and launch?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fun fact, it is between the P-38J and the P-40 that I actually figured out the basics of how to energy fight properly in this game. It is between those two planes that I figured it out. It's like, the 410 might have been the preferred choice, but, you know, it's not necessarily makes them the optimal choice for every scenario.
Oh, this is an interesting matchup we have here. They've got 2 bombers.
Yeah, but we have beat.
That's always good. I'm going to go over to the far mining plant and see if I can't do something worthwhile over there.
I'm going to the near mining plant. I'm going to help with I'm going to drop my ordnance on some of these targets here and try and help flip this. I don't necessarily fly my heavies like you would. I do it as more of a support role than an actual, like, air dominance thing.
I ran into a buzzsaw.
Oh.
I mean, absolute buzzsaw.
Well, one of our GAs just crashed in this sector, so...
Of course.
It never fails. It never fails.
So I had a XP-54 that I was avoiding, and at the same time a bot I-210 took me out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And I really had no opportunity to... I was one or the other. Nice.
Man, you can tell I haven't flown this plane in a while. Maybe I should have done a warm-up match while I was waiting for you.
Now I've got the XP-54 chasing me.
I got a Yak 9 flying at me.
Yeah. God. But it was outside the zone, so I'm going to let him.
He's low. I'm going to let Bean finish him off.
I could have outrun him, but I decided not to.
Ow. Bot Yak 9.
Yeah, no. I unfortunately have not been making the right decisions in this battle. Oh my gosh. What do you know?
Well, he's not leaving the zone. He's not turning around. He's not coming back. Joke's on him. We have this zone now.
Yeah,
It's
I got
our only zone.
I got zapped by the Yak 9.
I'm about to hit a tree.
Psh, that's always fun.
The good news is I didn't hit a tree. Bad news is there's a ton of hostiles over that zone, and I'm getting chased by a player Yak 9.
Right.
Which is always fun.
I'm headed your way. I don't know if I'm going to get there in time.
Now there's a bot Yak 9 shooting at me. As if I needed anything more to deal with. Let's see if I can boost my way out of range.
I distracted him.
Great.
Nice.
We're so far behind on score.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna pull this off. Ah, damn it! Stupid knights and their stupid sniper cannons.
Yeah, I see him.
I can't turn around in time. Oh, he's not turning for me. Oh, he is. He is, actually.
Well, he's got a choice, you or me.
Ow.
Well,
despite the nerf, that thing still hits really damn hard.
Oops. I ran into the ground. Oh well. I'm not worried.
I didn't know you were a tree hugger.
Just tonight. Just tonight. It's a problem with playing. It's a problem with playing down near the ground. You know, you should know better than to play that way, but. Right.
Your mic's gone quiet.
How about this?
It's good. Much better.
How's that?
Much better.
Good. Ah.
Well, that was a sad showing. Well, now that we've had our failure match for the night, shall we try again?
I think that would be lovely. In the game during the summertime than in the wintertime. Because I'm a VFR pilot, and today actually started off to be kind of a cruddy day, a low overcast, and there were some gusty winds. But man, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the wind died down, the clouds parted, and oh my gosh, it would have been great if if I'd have been ready to fly. That would have been great.
Seems to be a crowded night today. More bombers, another flight. Lots of people.
Yeah, I noticed. Wow. Yeah, I noticed that we're a bottom tier again. I don't think that the P-38 has as much trouble flying bottom tier as the slower tier 6 of heavy fighters.
If you know how to fly it correctly,
If you know how to fly it correctly.
Which I'm a little rusty.
So I'm over here, and I'm going to do what I used to do with bombers on my team. And what I'm doing is I am flying escort.
Right.
And if they see enemy fighters, I'm going to go and shoot them down. Enemy heavy fighters, I'm going to go and shoot them down. So that they can do
I've got a P-51D on my position right now. I'm flying towards you. Think you get this P-51?
Where is he? There he is. I see him. All right. Uh-oh.
Now he's turning for you. Which now I can dive down on him. Oh, he's climbing for me still. Okay.
Well, fine.
I set him on fire, so he should be low at this point.
Yep. There we go.
And that, folks, is how you P-38.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're good.
If I clipped you there.
Nope, you didn't.
All right. Where'd our? Oh, now we're low, and now I'm low, and
I've burned up all my boost in that fight.
Yep. I didn't, but coming into the middle.
This is where my light fighter tendencies come out. Is I can be boost heavy with those, and it'll generally come back.
Unfortunately, with the P-38, you have to be judicious in your boost usage. You can't. All right, I got a P-51D that just is turning on my butt. Oh, you're. Oh, I'm screwed.
Hang on, I've got boost cooler. I'm on my way.
I'm headed over to the mine.
He's chasing you still.
Well, I got something else that's shooting me from a hell of a distance.
Yeah, it's a Corsair.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he dodged my attack, and so now I'm... Okay, it looks like he's not gonna keep chasing me. It looks like he's flying away. So now I can use my dive speed to,
So I guess that... Alright, guys. Come over here. This is what we need to do.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Well, there's nobody over here, so I'm gonna...
I managed to divert that Corsair off your tail, so...
Yep. Since they're actually doing stuff over here, there we go. Now we can... Aha! Is that Corsair again?
Yep, that's the Corsair. I got it low.
Yep.
Nice. Crit my pilot, so I couldn't finish him off. Because the 37 really doesn't like pilot crits.
No. Alright, so... I'm going to send folks over there. I don't know that we have to go over there. I'm going to go after this IL-2 that's just stooging around over here.
Yep. I'm going to shoot this XP-75.
Where the hell is he? Did he just crash into the mountain? No. He was hiding.
Well, I mean, that's the smart thing for a GA to do in this situation.
Absolutely.
I've been flying a bit more GA recently with down the German line, and one of the most consistent ways that I can survive a diming attack from a light fighter or a heavy is to just stay low and pop up when they... I got the P-51 on my tail.
Oh boy.
Nice. He's setting on fire. I think he's got me.
All right. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, you're way out. You're way outside of. I was stooging around with that stupid ground attack aircraft.
Yeah, it's fine. At the end of the day, the zone was locked. So. Alright. He turns way too tight for me to do that. I've got to climb a bit before I approach again.
Huh. I had a little trouble with shooting at him because he got all wiggly.
I mean, it is a P-51.
Oh, the Tu-2 is low bombing. All right, here we go. Tu-2s are dangerous because they have really good guns.
Managed to get the 265. I think that wins it.
Yep.
There we go. That now
we did better.
Now I kind of look like I know what I'm doing.
No, we participated in the battle. I mean, I didn't do great. I didn't do great and wonderful things with it, but again, it's been a while since I've played the P-38 on the regular, at least the J. I think that the boost, even though it looks the boost help looks small on paper, it feels better than the stats give it credit for. And the reason I say that is because when I played the P-38 before, I'm always looking down and noticing that I'm out of boost, or I'm nearly out of boost. And now with Halona BraveBird, it seems that I can manage it better. Now, here's a question. Is it because I'm just now better at managing my boost? Or is it because she helps? Or is it some combination of the two?
I hate this stupid bug. Why did it kick me out?
If you're really super awesome at making this thing.
Or here's what they do: go from the HE-112 and take all the 190s, turn them into light fighters, put them between the 112 and the TA-152, and have a branch off from the 7 into the 8.
Yeah.
Drop the ordnance on all the 190s. They could carry it. Make a premium version that's a multi-role. We already have that. That's the A8.
Right.
Make the
A8
A8
no.
the premium multi-role 190. Make the others fighters.
Indeed. All right, shall we go to the center?
That's my hot take for the video.
Yeah, no, it's and I really don't think it's that hot a take. I think it's a actual rational, reasonable thing to do.
Then you've got two lines of light fighters. You've got the energy 109s, and you can have like a more turny 190 line. And then there you go. Yeah. You've got your hybrid fighters for Germany, and you've got your altitude fighters for Germany.
Absolutely.
There you go, Persia.
I think it's a rational and reasonable approach. I don't feel that you're saying anything that's overtly controversial.
No, of course, I left
seriously. It's something that we, and by we I mean longtime veterans, have suggested on multiple occasions. Oh boy. Let's see, how fast can I overtake this particular aircraft and just absolutely whiff. That's a problem with flying heavy fighters. Is man, you can just go ahead and just fly like the wind and just fly right up the back of these bombers.
This is why I prefer multis and lights. They're a little more forgiving in their flight performance.
I was just a dope and just flew right on past that JU-88A. Just absolutely just ran right past him.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been hitting the brakes. There we go. That's more like how you do it.
Since we've somehow managed to get on the topic of like how different planes feel in the game, I'm gonna be real. I never liked the 38F, just in general.
Right. And it was your, if I remember our discussion correctly, it was your first encounter with heavy fighters.
It was the first time I tried to fly one. Yes.
So that makes life hard because the P-38 is your quintessential heavy fighter. You fly it like it's you fly it in straight lines as you can. You use its engines and its guns. And for people who are light fighter inclined, that's you.
Yes, obviously.
And turning is your thing. it's hard to make the P-38 turn in the horizontal.
My tail.
Oop. All right.
I think the PE-2 is gonna kill him, or at least trying, because he's ignoring.
Oh, I do love a PE-2 that knows how to use that forward firing gun.
The XFL made it so easy. He just kept flying in a straight line trying to catch up to a P-47. Not happening, buddy. I have a paddle prop.
That's right. The P-47 Bravo is stinking fast at Tier 6.
And I'm running
very good.
And I'm running a pretty tanky build on it, so I'm actually not as fast as I could be.
Wow. Okay. So when you get to the let's say you're flying the what is it?
Speaking of 38F.
Yes. Oops.
No more 38F. Oh, that's a Beaufighter.
Yeah, the Beaufighter. I got a little close and the turret got after me, so I'm just flying away right now. There you go. Thank you. Unfortunately, my engines are out. Oh dear.
Another thing about the 38's critical engine failure.
Yeah. No, the engines are right out there, and they're ready to get knocked out at any and every time. Oh, here we go. Now I'll fly up to the Ju-88 again.
But yeah, the 38F was
PE2.
the 38F was my first foray into heavy fighters, and it did not really go well. I didn't like it, and I actually gave up on heavy fighters for a few months, and then eventually I'm like, well, I'm gonna rebuy the F and just get to the J and see if I like the J better. And over the course of getting the J and putting the parts on it and stuff, I figured out generally how to heavy fight by flying the P-40 and the P-38J all the time. That was how I figured it out. And that helped tremendously when I got to the Mustangs.
Right. And I mean, so when we talk about getting into heavy fighter and heavy fighter play, I always suggest to the new players, if you really want to learn how to heavy fighter, start out in the German line and play the Focke-Wulf 57, because it gives you an idea of what it feels like to be the king of the sky. That's number one. And number two, how to not turn in the horizontal ever. Don't turn in the horizontal. Use the vertical as much as possible.
Well, we're in flight, so obviously if you dropped that in. Or did you get disconnected from the game?
I got disconnected from the game.
Oh, damn. Well, we have to fight a Spec TU-1, a P-38L, and a Lancaster, so please come back.
I'm trying to load back in.
And we have an unspec'd 190 as our help.
Oh, great.
This is gonna suck. Why did I pick the A-26? This is gonna be big suck.
Yeah, me neither. That's the problem with with going out, and sometimes that kind of activity works. It things happen that where it works out for you, and other times it's like I guess I get rewarded too often for doing the dumb hero stuff, like like I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to try and hero against a TU-1... Oh, fuck, he's in front of me.
Well, the beauty of the TU-1 is that it turns like a barge.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah, he's still here.
And you know, if a plane turns like a barge, generally
I'm so dead.
I can do okay against barge plane.
Well, you know what also turns like a barge? An A-26.
Yes, it do.
So, I went into a dive with full boost and I couldn't escape. But they have one heavy
Always
that's tier
nice.
7, so I'm getting my ass kicked.
And I'm stuck in here at the air base. Boy.
No, don't shoot the ADA, you stupid turret.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy though. Well, I haven't had any joy trying to take the air base because every time I shoot something down, one of our guys does something dumb.
Dies.
Okay. So I get, that gets a little bit tiring where you flip the capture clock and then one of your guys goes, oh, well, here, let me help. Quote unquote, help. I do love help. Here we go.
Help is nice.
Help. Oh, it was Lancaster.
Yep, Lancaster.
Lancaster.
He's out-bombing me at this moment in time. Which, to be fair, I'm not a bomber guy, so it makes total sense that he would be out-bombing me.
Goodness gracious. Well, I got TU1 guy. Goodness gracious.
Oh,
Yak
you got
9.
yacked.
I did. I got Yak 9U'd right in the keister.
You got whacked by a yak.
Do not like yak whack. Oh, now everybody's fighting over the airbase. Nice. I love a good airbase fight. So far,
I do too, but I'm not in a good plane for it.
Let's do... Oops. Tell folks to attack him.
Ah, damn it.
What?
I just died over a sector.
It gripes me that most of our games tonight were bottom tier.
Well, I'm not gonna re-record the whole damn thing.
No, of course not.
We also went on that huge rant about game balance, which, while an interesting discussion, I might have to cut it.
Right.
Which is a shame, because it's an interesting discussion, but I genuinely so off topic from what we originally said meant to do. Damn it.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Well, I'm out. I died. Oh, there's a 38L's chasing you.
Yeah, and he's got a turn build, and I don't. I have a speed build. Oh, and I've got a light fighter on me, so. Oh, they.
Yeah.
All three of them decide to pick on me. So. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I think we I think this was just another matchmaker L.
Oh, absolutely, it was.
It found 2 flights at tier 6, but it paired us up with a couple of tier 7s as well, and their tier 7 was amazing, and ours kind of stunk.
Hey, it happens. You know.
It happens.
The
Sometimes
matchmaker
you get
giveth.
matchmaker screws.
Matchmakers giveth, and sometimes the matchmaker taketh away. And
This is an
that's
example of it
fine.
taketh away.
I mean, it got 460 capture points in that game.
I did not do nearly as well. Granted,
and
not a bomber guy. This is a grind. This is a mission only class for me. I only fly bombers when I need to get ground target damage for missions. So I'd say for someone that doesn't fly bombers, I did as well as I could given the circumstances.
Oh, and the really crappy part was that our FW-190D just went ahead and didn't do anything.
It's a 190D. It's hard enough to do anything in that plane anyway.
0 sectors captured.
Yeah, I've had games like that in the 190. Without Emma, that plane sucks.
Yeah, it sure does. Bottom line, folks, the new pilot, she does help the P-38J. She's worth grinding for. Maybe keep your wallet closed unless you just can't spend the time doing it. But overall, I think she's a help for this particular plane. And at some point, that universal skill that she has might be useful for something else.
The more people get their hands on, add her to their crews, the more experimentation will be done. I wouldn't be surprised to see her put in an F2H at tier 9 or something like that.
Ooh, that's another good idea. I might try her in that too. You've given me all kind of good ideas to put her secondary skill to work, her universal skill to work.
I try. Part of me wonders, what would she do in an XP50?
That's a good question. Does the XP50 lack boost?
Technically speaking, the XP50 is faster than both the P-38s if they're carrying ordnance. So it's already got the speed, and I think its boost regen is better than the 38s, but I'd have to double check that.
It's always been the guns that bug me.
The guns are the big weakness, but she buffs guns.
Only in the P-38J. Only in the P-38J.
Is that not in her universal transfer over skill?
No.
Okay.
Only in the P-38J.
Only P-38J.
Yep. There you go. That's a sad trombone right there. But again, I had a great time flying with you, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, man, we will certainly be doing it again. I don't know if there's any more pilots announced for this year. We might be done with pilot marathons.
Well, we'll have to find something else to talk about. Maybe, I don't know, freemium light fighters at tier 8.
The period 3 premium review will be recorded at some point in the near future. I don't know when, but we will do it. We will do it. We'll do it at some point.
All right, man.
All right, Corvus. It was nice having you on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you kids. It's a fucking jungle out there. Keep your head on tight. Unknown brain, remind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong, wanna battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loot. This a war zone. This a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone.